Welcome! You finally made it! You finally made it to the year where your business is going to grow to the point where it can support you in your dream life. I'm going to hold your hand and walk you through the goal setting process that's going to take you to your next level of business. My name is Victoria Strong. I'm a brand designer. I've been in the online self-employment marketing world for almost 8 years now. I've learned a lot about building your dream business the hard way, so I'm going to break it down and make it easy for you so you can get there quicker and with less pain than I got there. I'm a self-employed brand designer and I'm now at a point where I live entirely off my self-employment income. I live on my own, I have my own place, I travel a lot, I do the kind of projects that I most want to do, even though for years I fell short of my goals. I've even had a failed business that I had to close. And my point in saying this is that just because you have failed in the past or you've been trying for years and you haven't gotten there doesn't mean you won't get there. In fact, both economically and astrologically speaking, there's a lot of reasons why lots of small businesses will grow a ton this year, and there's no reason why you couldn't be one of them. Even if you're brand new, or even if you've been frustrated and trying for years, you can decide you have just as much shot as anyone at making it actually happen this year, and with a little grit and support, you can totally make it happen. I actually feel like way more optimistic this year than I do usually in January, even though I'm always very optimistic and always very excited for a new start. You can feel that there's something different in the air this year, and everyone else seems to be feeling it too. 2026 just feels really like bright and open and just full of possibility. In the Chinese zodiac, it's the year of the horse, which is all about like action and forward movement, which is great because 2025 like had a sort of like frustrating, like dammed up quality to it that we're finally able to like kind of break through. It's going to be a great year for getting unstuck. People are making their dreams come true every single day, and if you decide that you can be one of them, you immediately step onto a path in that direction. It doesn't necessarily mean you'll immediately become successful, but you will be walking the path in that direction. And as long as you don't stop or get off the path, you will stay on that path forward. Even through all my failures, all my business failures, I was on the path to the place I am now the whole time. And the only thing I really regret are the times that I stopped and sat down and wondered if I should get on a different path. Your failures are part of the path. That being said, I think you failed enough, and I think it's time that we can take advantage of everything that's going on astrologically and also take advantage of our own bright, optimistic, motivated energy and make this year really count. Make this year a big year of growth for our small businesses. In order to get what we want, the first thing we need to do is to decide what we want. So today we're going to be talking all about goal setting. Goal setting as a small business owner is its own skill unto itself. I'm going to teach you how to set goals best to get the best results so that you're not spending another year feeling like a failure, feeling stuck, feeling like your dreams are out of reach. This is the year we're going to like bring them down from up here into where we can like touch them and hold them. The absolute first thing I want you to do, if you don't have one already, is to get yourself a business journal. You can just like rifle through maybe journals you already have that only have 1 or 2 pages filled out, or you can like go get one. But this is going to be your business journal where you are going to record all things about your business. The more you write in this, the more valuable it will become because your business gets better by learning through experience. And if you're able to like record and reflect on those experiences, that's going to put you light years ahead. Okay, so you have your business journal and that's where you are going to be writing down your goals for this year. Or just like write them on a little note and transfer them to your business journal when you get one. And the first thing we have to do is decide what kind of year it's going to be for your business because this is going to determine how you set your goals and what kind of goals you set. So there's 3 types of years you could be having. You could be having a stabilization year, you could be having a coasting year, or you could be having a growth year. A stabilization year is what you want if you're happy with your amount of income, but you are maybe a little overwhelmed with your workload, or if in the past year maybe you reached a new level of income and you just want to like stabilize where you're at. If you're getting enough clients and you're having enough income, then your offers are probably great. You're not going to be launching anything huge. You might be refining what you have. The main goal of this year is just to introduce ease into the processes and offers that you already have. If you are in your stabilization year, then you're going to want to set a yearly income goal that is somewhat close to the amount that you made in the previous year. Because we're not like jumping income brackets this year. We're kind of like staying the same. We're staying where we're at income-wise and maybe lessening workload or lessening stress about the workload. So you want income goal close to what you made last year, and then a low funnel goal. And by low funnel, I mean the top of the funnel is where people discover you. And then the bottom of the funnel is where people are right before they buy from you. So for example, if people find you through your TikTok account, and then they join your email list, and then they join your membership, and from your membership, they hire you to do one-on-one work, then your membership is your low funnel goal. So your goal would be how many people you want in that membership by the end of the year. And that's all you need to do if your goal is to stabilize. Okay, now if you are in your coasting era, this means you love the amount of income you're making, you love the workload you're at, and your goals lie a lot more in your personal life. Maybe there's a lot of travel you want to do, or you want to grow your family, or spend a lot of time surfing. Then you're in your coasting year. This year, you want your annual income goal to be the same or even maybe a little bit less than the year before if you're choosing to work less in favor of having a more vibrant personal life. And then I want you to focus more on your personal goals. Rather than spending a lot of time making professional goals, think about where you want to go, what kind of classes you want to take, where do you want the energy that you usually give to growing your business, where do you want that to go this year? Okay, and if you are in a growth year, which I think a lot of us will be just based on what I'm seeing online, what I'm hearing from clients, what I'm feeling myself, is this really feels like a growth year for a lot of us. Whether you are new to your business or you feel like you've been stagnant and you're ready for a new level of income or a new level of business practice, then you are in your growth year. The whole point of the growth year is to get down to brass tacks to what will actually grow your business, audience-wise and income-wise. Delete all the fluff and all the distractions and just get closer to that life that you're trying to live. For your growth year, your goals are going to be the amount of annual income you want to make this year and a top of funnel goal. So back to the example before, if TikTok is where people tend to discover you, and your goal is going to have to do with TikTok followers or maybe just TikTok impressions or reach. The top of my funnel is Threads. That's where my clients tend to find me. So I have a Threads growth goal. Okay, so based on the kind of year you want to have, go ahead and pause this and write down your goals. All right, goals are recorded. Now, if you're in your growth year, especially if you're multi-talented, multi-passionate, multi-hyphenate, especially if you have ADHD and you feel like you haven't been growing, you've been trying and you've been working a lot and your business hasn't been growing, it's probably because you haven't narrowed down. I know it sucks to hear. We're like so sick of hearing about niching down. We hate cutting off parts of ourselves. We hate making ourselves into like a digestible brand. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to narrow down or like water down who you are. But if you want to be successful at all the many things that you want to do in your life, you do have to take one of those things and put it on the stage just for a year, because specificity is what grows in the online world right now, and frankly offline too. The key to growing your business to the next level is going to be specificity, repetition, and clear and simple messaging. And the way that we do that is we temporarily take one of our interests, one of our specialties, and we put the spotlight on it, and we like continually beam that spotlight on it for a year so that it can actually grow. Because kind of what we're doing, if we have multiple businesses and we have multiple offers within our business, and we have multiple ways that we deliver and explain these things, it's kind of like having a ton of actors on the stage and the lights just kind of shining around different ones and nobody's getting famous. And that fame is part of this analogy, is what's going to make you recognizable, make you stand out which is what's going to lead people to hire you or buy from you. So we kind of have to get famous. So if you have more than one business, that's great, that's hot, I do too. Go ahead and pick the one that you want to grow this year. It's very difficult to be in growth mode for 2 projects at the same time. So for this year, pick the one that you're going to grow. The other one you can still have, you can still work in it, but it's not going to be like in the insane growth mode that the other one is going to be in. Now, if in this business you have multiple offers, it's time to choose which one is going to be the main offer. If you run a beauty brand, this should be like the thing that you would get famous for. Your like top performing, super cool lip gloss that goes viral. If you are a photographer and you offer all kinds of portraits, then choose the one that you specialize in. Could be boudoir, could be weddings, could be engagements, could be self-empowerment photo shoots. Pick the one. If you are some kind of coach, have a kind of strategy, session, or package that is your thing. This will work best if it's based off of what is already working for you, so what you sold the most of last year. And if you're new to business, then you just want to pick the thing that you're going to be known for. You are going to become the go-to person for this product. And everything else you want to offer and experiment will like grow like branches out from that tree trunk. I'm a brand designer, so my tree trunk is just my signature branding package. You will grow so much quicker this way because people learn through repetition. So the more you talk about the same offer or product, the more you become ingrained in people's mind as the go-to person for that thing. And through offering it so much, you'll also become expert at it, which will reinforce that brand narrative. And it's just gonna keep you personally from being scattered and overwhelmed because you are essentially giving yourself a really clear assignment of what you have to do this year. I am very pro simplification. By not spreading yourself too thin, you give yourself the energy and the focus to do what you do really well, while still leaving energy and focus for the rest of your life and your family and your friends and your hobbies. Like, there's enough that we have to do in order to build a successful business. Don't make it more complicated on yourself. Make it as simple as possible. Okay, so you've narrowed it down to the business you want to focus on, the offer you want to focus on. Now, I also want you to narrow it down to 1 or 2 main marketing platforms that you want to focus on. If you are struggling with your social media marketing, if you are burnt out, if you just hate it, you may be spreading yourself too thin. Trying to be on YouTube, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, Instagram static posts, Instagram stories, Threads, X, Blue Sky, email marketing, real life networking, flyers. Like, it's too much. Nobody, especially a solo entrepreneur, nobody can do that all and do it all well. It's so much better to do a couple of those awesome than to do them all poorly. So determine where people who are actually paying you are finding you. You may have like a ton of followers on one platform, but those people don't convert. Find the people who are actually paying you, where they're coming from, and devote yourself to doing that 1, maybe 2 platforms really well. Isn't this crazy? You're not only gonna be like way more successful this year, but it's actually gonna be a lot easier because the main thing that you need to do to reach a higher level of success is actually just deleting the stuff that you've been doing that you don't have to do. It's mostly a game of simplification. Okay, now looking at that one offer that you're gonna go ham on, do the math to figure out how many of those you need to sell every month in order to reach that annual goal. So basically, let me see if this is right. So you're going to take your annual goal divided by the price of your product divided by 12. Is that right? And then that number is how many of that thing you need to sell every month to reach your goal. Now keep in mind that you probably won't make the same amount every single month. People have busy months and they have slow months, but this will give you a good idea of like where your sights need to be set and how much you need to do in order to get where you want to be. And if it's like way too crazy high, like if you would need to book more photo shoots than there are days in the month, maybe you need to like go back and readjust your goal or adjust your prices. The point is, this is kind of a stopping point to reality check. Are you set up to reach that goal, and what needs adjusting, your setup or your goal? Kind of up to you. And once you have those goals set up, it's time to get cracking. I know some people say they don't really like to start moving on their New Year's goals until the spring because there's like a better energy of renewal and new starts. But I, for one, am feeling very amped up. And the January astrology is really just going to amplify your efforts. So if you're asking me, I say start now. Another thing that will like super amplify your efforts is having a good brand. Like all the effort that you put into marketing and promoting your business gets multiplied if you have a good brand. So come back next week for part 2, where we're going to be finding your brand, which I am an expert at. It will be good. So in order to like get started on these goals, you'll have to assess what needs to happen in order to make these numbers possible. For example, if you realize you need to sell 100 of your lip glosses, but you can really only make 20 a month, that means in order to reach your goals, you're going to have to figure out how to make more in a month. You may need to revive a certain platform that you have abandoned. You may need to hire an assistant. You may need to talk to a business professional about something that you're feeling stuck on, for like a podcast strategist, or whatever random specific thing is keeping you back from those goals. This is the best place to start for reaching those goals, is like clearing the path, or at least having a plan to make these things possible. You don't necessarily have to start making the 100 lip glosses now, but you should have a plan for, as demand increases, how you're going to meet it, because you're committed to selling that 100. And once you have that plan kind of mapped out, I want you to go into your calendar and schedule monthly reviews. In these monthly reviews, you're going to check out what's working and what isn't, because you could have all the hustle, all the routines, all the systems in order, but if they're not working, you're just going to be banging your head against a wall. So the monthly reviews are a really important part of like realigning your efforts. So you're like aligning and then chugging along, and then aligning and then chugging along. And I'm going to teach you what specifically you will do in these monthly reviews in the last part of this 4-part series. But for today, the most important thing is just that they're scheduled in your calendar. Okay, how does that feel? You have laid the foundation for your most successful year of business. You're feeling good? I'm feeling good. I would love to enjoy this like sparkly new year excited energy more with you. So if you'd like to, in the comments, tell us a little bit about like the vision that you have for your business a year from now. It could be like a little manifestation practice if we all do that. Tell me what your big dream for the year is. I'll tell you mine. I want to more than double my income this year, which feels simultaneously like way too big of a goal and also like way too attainable. We'll see. Meet me back here next week for part 2 of building your dream business. We're going to be talking about finding your brand, which might be like a 10-hour long video. I have so much to say. Okay, dream big. This is the fun part, and I'll see you next week.